It's really weird, but the best thing that ever happened to me was being isolated from the world. I feel like I don't really want to connect with people, and I feel like I like to be isolated. I have my girlfriend, I have my pets, and I have a few people outside that I speak, but that's actually everything I have at the moment. And I really enjoy this quiet time, and how more of this quiet time and isolating time I have, how more I feel disconnected from the world. And that makes actually sense, because we should be, as a human species, be together, be a social. But I noticed that I don't really want to be a part of society. I don't want to be a part of people hunting for everything, like for career, for money, for success. And I'm like, I don't really feel that way. The only thing that I feel at this moment is that I want to do something that I think is important for me, and that I want to do something that's gonna make me happy. And I want to be who I am. Like, that's why I grow my hair out. I just want to express myself, and I don't want to force myself to be a person that I not am. And I have to be back in society in a few months, and it's gonna be difficult to find a way in. I'm really working hard on a side at home to get side hustles going, and I do that because I also want to help people, but I also do it because I want to do something that I have passion for. So it's also a little bit like selfish in some way, because I want to feel that I do something in life that is important and that I help some people. Because I came to the realization that life is pretty empty, and that is also really peaceful. And what I mean by that is that the sun is getting up and the sun is going down every day. And every day there's going to be stars, and the universe is so big, and we don't know what we're doing here. That I became to this realization of like, why are we suffering? Why are we making it ourselves so hard? And why are we putting so much pressure on ourselves? And I really noticed that the only thing that is important is that you're gonna live a life that you wanna live. And that you're not gonna bother other people. That you're gonna give everyone the space that they need to live their own life. And I really feel like we're not doing that, you know? We feel like everyone needs to have the same opinions, the same ways of thinking. We all have to be successful and productive. And realistically, that is impossible, that everyone is going to be rich, you know? And that's really unfair. And life is unfair, and I know that. And I also know that I live in a luxury country, you know? You can also live in a way poorer country. But it doesn't mean that those people are a lot more unhappy. It means that they have other ways of looking at life, and maybe that's even more beautiful than we doing, because our life is also pretty empty, and maybe they have a more spiritual, they are more connected with nature, you know? So I don't want to say that other countries have it worse or better. It's just all one piece of cake, and it's all the same, just different flavors. My goal with this video is giving you the message that the only thing that is gonna matter for you is that you have to be happy. And there's also like a mindfuck in this whole conversation, because most of the people and everyone is constantly waiting for a moment, for amount of money, for when you have children, for when you have a house, for when you have this career, to do what they want to do. And I really want to say to you that you can do it now. And maybe it's not that easy, but you have to put your mind to it now. You have to move now. Because waiting for something good to happen, you never know if it's going to happen. You don't even know how much time you have. So live life, you know, and follow the things and take action now. And what I mean by taking action is like, I was always daydreaming about driving a motorcycle, driving where I want to, and just feel the freedom. And now I have my motorcycle, and in 2 days I'm gonna get my first motorcycle. I don't have a lot of budget, but it's gonna be like a really old one. But I'm really happy that I took the action to get there. And I didn't wait for, hey, I first want to have a job again, first want to do this. No, I just did it now because I just wanted to. And I'm just really happy that by taking action, you're going to see the results. You're going to make your life better. Also, what I noticed is my experience. I was like a few years ago when I was like working full time. I was looking not the way how I wanted to look. I was constantly just playing it safe, not doing anything with my hair and nail, because I was always scared about other people judging me. And now I'm just doing whatever I want. I grow my hair out, I even coloring it. I just do whatever I want. And I look way better. It's subjective, of course, but I see like, I think I look way better. I look like myself more. And I feel like I can now be who I want to be, and that is just really nice. I don't have to this influence outside that I had all my life, that I have to be a person, I have to act a certain way. I can just be myself, do whatever I want to do, and I feel like I'm getting better. I'm getting a better feeling in my own skin, and I'm getting more happy with myself because I feel like I finally expressed who I am. And I just noticed how I was in society, that it was almost unable to do it because you constantly survive and live it from day to day. And now I really struggle with the idea that I have to go back, because I don't want to go back, I just don't want to live the life that everyone is living. So that's why I'm working really hard on a lot of things to get out of this system, but I don't know if it's going to happen. There's no certainty. And I hope that life is going to change, And I think I'm not the only one. You can also see it online, You have also this 3-eye atlas thing. And I see a lot of comments of people like, be over it, come here, I hope it's gonna hit Earth. And I think this is all like a way of, maybe it's like a joke, but it's also a way of showing. And I can see that a lot of people are tired. A lot of people are done with living this life. And we all live for someone else, and we don't really live for our own anymore. And this is really concerning because you also have a lot of people that don't even see it. They're just hypnotized. They believe that they want to have the same life as everyone else. They believe that they want to live the whole life, the 9 to 5, and that is important, and that they want to be productive for a company. But I don't really believe that anyone wants to do that, You also have a lot of people that just measure their own value with what they're doing, the job, But the job is not who you are. The job is not even important, Because it's so small. The only thing that matters is if you are happy, if you live with passion, if you live with real feelings. Because you have only probably one moment that you're going to be inhuman. You have one moment that you're going to be here in this time. And you better make something out of it. Or you better try. You better give it just your all, Because I don't believe that living 40 years in a company, doing the same thing every day is life. I don't believe that that's the life he wanted to live. I rather lived like a long time ago when things were a lot rougher, but you worked to survive, You were hunting to get food, you were building to get a roof over your head. And now you build the whole day, but you don't see the result for yourself, You build for other things that you cannot even touch. Digital numbers on the screen, that doesn't even matter, There's almost no purpose. It just feels really empty. And yeah, also just the way that we can do things a lot better now in this planet, but there's still people not having normal food and water. There's still war going on, It's all empty. You can have people that have a house and everything, and they lose everything, and they work their whole life. There is no certainty. Even if you're gonna play it safe and you're gonna live the boring life, or like the life that we meant to live, 9 to 5 your whole life. Even those people don't have certainty, Also in this country, I live in the Netherlands, that a lot of people don't even have pension anymore because there's no money. And that you have to work longer, so it's not like 65, but it's now 67. And some people even work longer because they want to get more money for their pension, But if you look at the average life expectancy, it is not really good. So you have maybe 10 years if you're lucky, and then you're gonna die. But yeah, those 10 years that you're gonna be free, you have barely any money, you worked your whole life, you have probably back problems, you have problems with your health, and before you know, you're gonna be dead, or you not even can do anything because you're already so old. And I think it's just crazy that you have to work till you're like 70 almost now, and the life expectancy is like 77. So you have like 7 years to enjoy your pension, but it's probably not even fully paid, and there's no certainty. So I think certainty is just something that's not existing anymore, and the only thing that I think matters now is just do something that you like. Live for the moment, live for the present, because the future, there is no future, there is nothing. The only thing that is important, that you're not gonna throw the time away that you have here. And if you want to do something that scares you, do it, because it's worth it. It's not worth to be scared and to not do anything, The best thing that I did was getting out of my job and getting myself in recovery, because I didn't give myself the time that I needed for a long period of time. I was always going. I watched David Goggins. I was also pushing myself fully. I was running on broken feet, and I was constantly going. And eventually I lost my mind, and I almost died in the process. I almost killed myself. I was on the drugs, and I was going a really bad path, and I got myself out of it, but I really had to take my time. If you're hopeless, and I'm also at this moment pretty hopeless, and you feel like you have no hope and there is no way out, and it feels everything is a prison, I'm not going to say that's not true, because I feel the same way. But the only thing that I think is important is try to do as many things that you enjoy, is try to do as many things that you have passion for, and work towards the things you want and not what other people want. If other people are gonna say to you that's a stupid idea, it's your idea, and that can never be stupid, because everyone has a different vision than you. So do what you want, and that's the most important thing you can do. Because you should never live for someone else, and I did it for many years, and you should never do that. Be your own person. Color your hair crazy like me. Even if you think it looks ugly, it doesn't matter. I think it looks nice. And that's all those things, you have to be happy with yourself, and you have to love yourself. And I'm also in the process of that, And also just wait for the future. You never know what's gonna come. There's a lot of interesting things going on right now. Also AI, probably a lot of jobs will fall, and I hope that more people will be awake, more people getting more spiritual, and I think more people are getting more open about their feelings, and I think the world is going to change, and I also have some hope for the future, but I hope it's going to be on the good side of the card and not the bad side, because it can also go the other direction, that we want more money, more production, and it's just a crazy world, and I don't really want to live in it, I just get my time here at home. I try to enjoy as many things as I can. I try to drive my motorcycle in the future. I try to enjoy my pets. I try to take care of my girlfriend, and that's about it, More things I don't really care about it these days. I want to distance myself from everything, because everything feels toxic. From the dating to friendship, everything is toxic in my feelings, and yeah, it's just really concerning. Like if I go outside, how mean people are. Everyone is in their screen. No one is really here anymore. Everyone is just distracted. And I'm also distracted. Everyone is distracted, but there's levels to it, Some people are a little bit more distracted, but if you look around, nobody is almost happy anymore. Everyone is just surviving. And we all normalize to be a robot. We all normalize to be constantly productive. And I think we should speak up, I try to speak up, say what's going on, how I feel at least, and I hope more people can connect with me, because I want to live a life that has some meaning. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy the things, and I want to be a good person, because I think that's also important. And by being a good person is also by being open-minded, by helping other people, and don't see everything black and white. I try to see everything from a different perspective, but the only thing that's gonna matter is that you're gonna be happy, live life with passion, and that you can be in a good energy. You don't have to force everything that you're doing. You can just be yourself, you can express yourself, and then everything that you're gonna produce and that you're gonna do is gonna be from your heart, and that's gonna mean something. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I see you next time.